Hello, my name is Yusra. I'm an attorney. I'm the family law attorney, Center for Hope and Safety. So today I want to talk about Lorraine's story, who is a victim of domestic violence, who first started out in our domestic violence shelter that refers to as a safe house. Lorraine represented herself in court, where she ended up with a really unfavorable court decision that essentially forced her to be back in the home with her abuser in order to retain custody of her children. At that point, she was now back in the home where her abuser had access to her, who he would go back in her living space constantly, he would harass her constantly, and there was a real problem, which is she was stuck in that home due to wanting to keep custody of her children. At that point, she was in contact with the legal department, with me, the attorneys at the legal department, and we were able to completely flip her story from going to being in a home with an abuser to living in her own space, having time with her children, having overnight time with her children. How that happened is we took on her case, we compiled all the evidence and the facts, we filed pleadings to get her custody, and we showed her all the important facts and evidence to focus on so that we can write a very strong affidavit certification, which is her statement telling the court what's happening. We discussed her domestic violence extensively. The legal department was able to connect her with our community services in order for her to obtain housing, and she was in fact able to get an apartment, and that really made all the difference in her custody case, because court will look to 12 different custody factors of what's in the best interest of the child to decide who's the parent who should have custody. And Lorraine's biggest disadvantage in the beginning was that she did not have steady living space, but through our community services, she was able to get an apartment through a program, and that made all the difference in her obtaining custody of the kids. So in the beginning, Lorraine was at a shelter, then she was under the mercy of her abuser who had access to her, but through the help of Center for Hope and Safety, she was later able to have her own apartment with control of her own life, no longer under the control of the abuser, and having time with the children. The children no longer were only living in the abuser's home. They were allowed to leave the home and stay with Lorraine for weeks at a time.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kate Miller, and I'm the head of the legal department here at Center for Hope and Safety. One of the other great things that our legal department does is to help clients collect evidence and to help them find things that will help them tell their story. Gather pictures, write affidavits, write certifications, prepare them for court, and do everything that we can so that the court knows all the facts and can make the best decision for our clients. It is so crucial for victims to have legal representation during this time, because abusers try to use the court system to further abuse their clients. It is a complicated, convoluted system, and without having an attorney like Yusra to guide a client through the process, she might not be able to properly tell the court her story or tell the court what's going on. So the court might not even know about domestic violence. They might not even know that the child's in danger. And being in court is intimidating, it's scary, and that's why it's so important for clients to have people like Yusra, to have attorneys like myself and like other attorneys to represent them and help them tell their story.